Commenting on one another ahead of a high-stakes game is common practice in the world of UFC. Swedish professional Khamzat Chimaev is no exception. Lately, he's been exceptionally interested in fighting against Kamaru Usman. It doesn't come as a surprise that he talked about the Nigerian-American player's defeat against Leon Edwards. To know more about what he had to say, and also details about the Gane versus Tuiva fight, keep watching. First up, Kamaru Usman's fight against Leon Edwards. Leon's win against Usman came as a shock to everyone. But hey, if there's anything about UFC, it's that you can always expect the unexpected. The Jamaican-born American player broke records when he became the first person to score a takedown on a champion in round 1. But Kamaru soon picked up momentum and took over the fight in the coming rounds. It looked like he was very well on his way to getting another record. But then, around round 5, his pace slowed down. Still, everyone was convinced that Kamaru was unstoppable. That was until the 4:04 mark of round 5. Leon flicked out a right jab, and with a left head kick, his opponent was knocked out cold. The knockout was really something, because Usman stated that he was disoriented for 20 minutes afterward, while the former US welterweight champion remained optimistic about his future and took to Twitter to promise that he will return with a vengeance. Not everyone seems to think so. Moving forward, Chimaev comments on Kamaru's match. Chimaev, who often goes by Borz, obviously had his own 2 cents to give about the match. According to him, it's going to be really difficult for Kamaru to recover from that vicious knockout. Talking to ESPN, the 3-time Swedish national champion stated that the fight was crazy, but a good one nonetheless. He went on to say that he also learned a lot from it, and even found it funny to watch. He went on to say that he believed that Kamaru was too high up. He had been going around and saying that he was going to fight Mexican professional boxer Canelo Alvarez. Losing against Edwards is one harsh way to get off that high horse. Borz went on to say that because the Nigerian Nightmare's head was in the clouds, he lost his focus and got shot. He also stated that after this experience, he doubts Usman will be the same guy again. He claimed that he's seen a lot of people say stuff like they're unbeatable, and then after one knockout, they come back to earth and realize that they're human too. Next up, what does Kamaru's loss mean for Chimaev? Khamzat had been trying to set up a match with the Nigerian player for a while now, and was using all the same tricks that we've seen in the UFC world. From openly calling the 35-year-old for a match, to saying that he would much rather retire than play against Borz because he fears him so much. We've seen these tactics before. Talking with the Mac Life, he stated that he hoped Usman would win the fight against Edwards, but if he stayed away too long, he would have to fight Jorge Masvidal instead. But there was actually a motive behind him wanting to fight Kamaru. Unfortunately for Chimaev, the loss of Usman means that his likelihood of becoming the next welterweight title owner is not looking too good. It was reported that UFC President Dana White has already started working on the promotion plans to book a trilogy between Usman and the current UFC welterweight champion, which means that Chimaev has no chance of fighting Kamaru now. Coming up, Borz's backup plan. Just because he won't be fighting Usman doesn't mean it's the end of Khamzat's career. It's common for players to not get the opponent they've been publicly asking for. Take Jake Paul, for example, who's publicly asked to fight many UFC players multiple times, but has rarely gotten a positive response. The 28-year-old Swedish martial artist stated that now the chances of him fighting the Nigerian Nightmare are slim. He'll just aim for a different title. He went on to say that he might just fight against the winner of the match between Ciryl Gane and the Brazilian martial artist Alex Pereira. But he did acknowledge that his fate is in the hands of Dana White, who had previously said that after Borz's last fight, he'll make him fight for the title, but that never happened. Looks like we'll have to do what most UFC fans have to do in the end. end. Just trust White and wait for the announcement of the next match. And finally, let's talk about Chimaev's next fight. As sad as it is that we won't be seeing Usman and Khamzat fighting in the UFC arena, we still have a lot to look forward to. Currently, the entire UFC world is anticipating what people have been calling the fight of the year: Khamzat Chimaev versus Nate Diaz. What's more is that Chimaev has said in the past that he has a lot of respect for Diaz. But as the Swedish player said, once the cage door closes, all of that is out the window. This will also be his first time in a headlining spot. He hasn't been shy about expressing that he is a fan of the American professional mixed martial artist. According to Borz, everyone's a fan, and if you deny that, you're just lying. He further stated that everyone looks up to someone, and Nate has been at the top all his life. So if anything, he's the perfect role model. Chimaev went on to say that he likes Diaz, and he enjoys watching his fights, stating that he always gets to learn something from that. He went on to say that Nate is a tough guy, and he has respect for tough guys. Calling him a warrior, he claimed that he's also a warrior, and warriors always respect each other. But with all that being said, Khamzat stated that once he enters the cage and goes in for the kill, there's no need for respect. In the cage, it's wartime, and he respects nobody there. The two will fight it off in the main event of UFC 279 on the 10th of September 2023 at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. And we are more than ready to see what goes down in this fight. Now let's look at the match between Ciryl Gane and Tai Tuivasa. UFC Paris was a massive success, and the Gane and Tuivasa match can definitely be credited for the great turnout. While Tai has lost his chances of winning the UFC heavyweight title, he can still say that he played a good match. The French player was able to pull off an impressive performance at the Accor Arena in the promotion's first major event in the country since the legalization of the sport in 2020. Ciryl was able to stop him in the third match, right in front of his home crowd. But that doesn't mean that his victory was easy for him. In fact, Gane stated that he was completely knocked out at one point, but pulled himself together to defeat his opponent. Let's learn more about what went down in the match. While it was a great effort from both players, the winner was evident by the end of the first round. Even though the French mixed martial artist was untouchable for the first 5 minutes, soon enough his opponent saw an opportunity and, with a winging hook, knocked out the MMA factory talent. Ciryl was able to recover quickly though, as he reasserted his jab and focused on his kicking game, which was a strategy that seemed to work as it stopped Tai from making progress for a while. However, he came crashing to the canvas in the second round after the Australian sledgehammered him. That didn't stop Bon Gamin though, because he fought back with some brutal blows to the body. Tensions were running high in the third round as Gane kicked Bam Bam to the head, and the Aussie initially refused to be taken down even after that. Taking that as a threat, Cyryl's next major move was the right uppercut, which was able to mark down Tai and help him secure the KO, wrapping it up with the player's performance. As we mentioned earlier, the match wasn't an easy one for the MMA factory talent, but after his third round KO victory, everyone could tell that he was in it to win it. Still, he did have his comments about the massive blow he got from Bam Bam. Talking about it, the French player stated that he was knocked out for a while, but he knew that he had to be a warrior, and that led him to come back even stronger and win. However, we'd be lying if we said that seeing Tai lose after 5 straight knockout wins was satisfying. We couldn't help but feel bad for him to come this far and lose. But still, it is important to note that with his impressive performance, he has made it known to the world that Bam Bam is one to look out for. Since he is only 29 years old, he has plenty of time to improve his game, and in no time, we'll see the Aussie coming for the gold. That's a wrap for this video. What do you think about Chimaev's comments about Kamaru Usman's loss? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.